Sustainable Development Goals is the equipment designed development direction of the world consists of 17 goals that equally comprehend three pillars of sustainable development goals is economic, society, and environment development.
Achieving economic growth and sustainable development require that we utterly reduce our ecological footprint by changing the way we produce and consume goods and resources. Agriculture is the biggest user of water worldwide, and irrigation now claims close to 70% of our fresh water for human use. Efficient management of our shared natural resources and the way we dispose of toxic waste and pollutants are important targets to achieve this goal. Encouraging industry, businesses, and consumers to recycle and reduce waste is equally important, as is supporting developing countries to move towards more sustainable patterns of consumption by 2030. A large share of the world population is still consuming far too little to meet everyday basic needs. Halving the per capita of global food waste at the retailer and consumer levels is also important for creating more efficient production and supply chains. This can help with food security and shift us towards a more resource-efficient economy.
1. Implement the 10-year framework of program on sustainable consumption and production. All countries taking action, with developed countries taking the lead, taking into account the development and capabilities of developing countries. 2. By 2030, achieve the sustainable management and efficient use of natural resources. 3. By 2030, have per capita global food waste at the retail and consumer levels and reduce food losses along production and supply chains, include post-harvest losses. 4. By 2020, achieve the environmentally sound management of chemical and oil waste throughout their life cycle in accordance with agreed international frameworks, and significantly reduce daily risk to air, water, and soil in order to minimize their adverse impact on human health and the environment. 5. 2030, substantially reduce waste generation through prevention, reduction, recycling, and reuse. 6. Encourage companies, especially large and transnational companies, to adopt sustainable practices and to integrate sustainability information into their reporting cycle. 7. Promote public procurement practices that are sustainable in accordance with national policy and priorities. 8. By 2030, ensure that people everywhere have the relevant information and awareness for sustainable development and lifestyles in harmony with nature.
On a policy basis, this goal focuses on supporting the technological capability of developing countries, leading to more sustainable production and consumption patterns.
A. Support developing countries to strengthen their scientific and technological capacity to move toward more sustainable patterns of consumption and production. B. Develop and implement tools to monitor sustainable development impact for sustainable tourism that create jobs and promote local culture and products. C. Rationalize inefficient fossil fuel subsidies that encourage wasteful consumption by removing market distortion, in accordance with national circumstances, including by restructuring taxation and phasing out those harmful subsidies, where they exist, to reflect their environmental impacts, taking fully into account the specific needs and conditions of developing countries, and minimizing the possible adverse impact on their development in a manner that protects the poor and the affected communities. Implementation is in tune with the push for sustainable consumption is furthering the issue of sustainable production through the green industry policy of the Ministry of Industry. Sustainable consumption is also closely related to adequate consumption. However, if enough consumption suffices to produce sufficiently, that does not make production unnecessary because it requires more raw material or natural resources. Indispensable is the knowledge building and awareness of sustainable production and consumption.